to be specific, the crypto fundamental analysis. And under this, you're going to look at utility and use case. Most of the things that we are going to mention today, we've done already, like utility and use cases, tokenomics, development and innovation, market metrics, on-chain metrics, ecosystem, regulatory environments, microeconomic and industry trends, financial news, FOMC and CPI. We're going to look at news sites that you can follow so as to keep up with the crypto news. Then crypto community, and lastly, we are going to look at how to create a crypto Twitter, or what you call a city. So just to jump in, we'll start by defining, or rather understanding, what FA means, or fundamental analysis, what it actually means. So fundamental analysis in crypto refers to evaluating the intrinsic value of a cryptocurrency by examining the underlying factors that could affect its long-term success or failure. So unlike technical analysis, I'm very sure, no, let me not assume that everyone has done that, but we look at technical analysis, probably we'll start next week. So technical analysis involves all the chart works, the position tools and all that. The chart work is what we call the technical analysis. But fundamental analysis is just evaluating the intrinsic value of a cryptocurrency by examining the underlying factors that could affect its long-term success or failure. So unlike technical analysis, which focuses on price patterns and charts, fundamental analysis looks at the bigger picture and assesses the project viability, adoption potential, and overall market impact. And that it is at this juncture that I like to tell you that in crypto, fundamental analysis are more stronger than what? Than the technical analysis. And I'll give you a basic example. For example, you've analyzed Doge. Let me just use Doge as an example. You've analyzed Doge technically. And remember, you're saying the technical part involves focusing on price patterns and charts. So you might be very sure, you've done your technical analysis and you're sure that the market is gonna go up. But that is according to your technical analysis. But fundamentally, maybe overnight, Elon Musk tweets something that is negative about Doge. Do you think Doge is going to follow your technical analysis, or is going to follow what Trump has tweeted, and that is what we call fundamental analysis? Which direction do you think Doge will follow? Someone? We have a situation where you're going to technical, it tells you that it's going to go up, but Elon Musk tweets something negative on Doge. Which direction do you think Nini will follow? Let me see who's here. Yes, Alila. Alila?
Okay, it will follow the direction of the tweet that Elon Musk has just posted or tweeted.
Yes, exactly. So basically, no wonder I'm saying in crypto, fundamental analysis are more powerful than the technical analysis. So you can actually trade based on fundamental analysis only without even understanding the technical analysis. And there's a fundamental analysis that fundamental news that I sent in the group today on Trump. Who can tell us the Trump coin, why Trump coin was pumping? Why was Trump coin pumping today? That's a fundamental. Despite all other coins going down, Trump coin was buying. Let me see what's in talked. Evans?
But Trump now been able to talk to 20 investors of Trump coin.
Yes, let's appreciate Evans. Yes, basically Trump put out that the first 20 people to invest in Trump will do what? Will have dinner with him. So that's basically an example of what fundamental analysis in crypto is actually stronger than what? Than the technical analysis. So let's dive deep and understand what these fundamental analyses are. So number one, we have what we call the utility and the use case. And before even we dive into this, I remember I explained very well the use case of Solana. Someone? as we are talking about introduction to crypto, I can't remember the class, but there's a point at which I explained the use case of Solana, or what we call the utility of Solana. Joseph?
Building decentralized applications.
Yes, building decentralized application. And I'll ask another question to follow up on that. Also, Ethereum provides the same. Ethereum provides a platform where you can create decentralized application, what you call dApps, yes, decentralized application. But why was Solana specifically created for? Because it is solving the same issue as Ethereum. Ethereum provides a platform to create decentralized application. Solana decentralized application. Why would you create a system that solves the same problem? Why specifically was Solana created? That's my question. Evans?
I think the transaction fees is really very low.
Yes, exactly. Let's appreciate the both of them, Joseph and Evans. Yeah, the transaction cost to access that technology where you can create decentralized application is cheaper on Solana than it is on Ethereum. Another question, what is the use case or utility of Bitcoin? Someone? We have looked at the utility for Ethereum and Solana. Let's look at the use case or rather utility for Bitcoin. Okari, let's go.
Bringing decentralization.
To what? Decentralization to what specifically?
Finance.
Yes. Let's appreciate Okari. To bring decentralization to what? To currency. So, having understood that, let's look now at what use case. But basically, from the examples that have been answered here, you can easily understand what you mean by use case. But just for the sake of it, let's repeat that. So, the foundation of any cryptocurrency value lies in the problem it aims to solve and its practical application. So understanding the use case helps determine whether the token has sustainable role in in the ecosystem. Problem solving. Does the project address real world problems such as improving transaction speed, increasing security, or enabling decentralized application, just like Solana and Ethereum? So use cases, common categories include payment system, and that's what Okari has just answered right now, that Bitcoin came here to bring decentralization to the financial system. Smart contracts platform for decentralized application, and an example is Ethereum and Solana. DeFi platforms, decentralized finance. Remember, decentralized finance. So an example is Uniswap for decentralized trading. Just to remind ourselves, Uniswap supports which ecosystem? Someone? Uniswap. Remember, Uniswap is an example of a decentralized exchange. Which ecosystem does it support? Pius?
Ethereum.
Yes, the Ethereum. Let's appreciate Pius. The Ethereum ecosystem. And I hope today you've charged your phone. Pius?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So yeah. So Uniswap is a decentralized application for For the Ethereum ecosystem. Then you have the scalability solution. Polygon, an example is Polygon, which enhances transaction and throughput. So these are just examples, but in essence, what you're saying, when you're doing fundamental analysis on a token, any token that you want to invest in, remember you have over 2 million tokens on CoinMarketCap or your favorite crypto aggregator. So when you before investing into a cryptocurrency, you have to look at its use case and if it makes sense or it is solving a problem in our current real world. So number 2, we have what we call the tokenomics. This we did. I remember you did with Warovio. Then after that, I also came into the bonus class where we had a Q&A session. And I basically went through this again, where we discussed about supply and demand, inflation, deflation, utility. Also under tokenomics is where we have the volume, the market cap, the fully diluted market cap, all that. That is where that is what we name as tokenomics. So tokenomics refers to the economics behind a token, such as supply, demand, and utility. Here you can add volume, market cap, and all that. So what is supply and demand? Scarcity can drive demand. This we did yesterday. That scarcity, if you have uh, the supply of Bitcoin being reduced, but the demand is still high, what happens now? The price goes up. So, for example, Bitcoin fixed supply of 21 million coins contributes to this value. 21 million coins is the only Bitcoin amount that will ever exist in the market, and we are 8 billion of us in the world. So it means that the supply is less, making Bitcoin scarce than the demand. And what happens? Basic business theory, the price goes up. Number two, inflation and deflation. Some tokens have emission rates, increasing supply, while others reduce supply through mechanisms like coin burning. And also, other coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin will undergo what you call halving. So basically, this is a methodology to what? To reduce the supply in the market. Then you have what you call the utility. Utility, a token's utility is in its ecosystem used for staking, governance, or paying fees. We have talked about utility right here. So utility is the same as the use case. So before investing in any coin, we've said number one, look at what? The utility, or what you call the use case. And number two, you have looked at the tokenomics. Look at the volume, look at the market cap, look at the supply and demand, look at the inflation and deflation. I normally see people saying Shiba Inu is going to $1, and it's next to impossible unless Shiba Inu itself undergoes burning. Because the supply is too much, they need to burn some tokens to reduce the supply so that the price can go up. So before investing in any coin, I'm not saying Shiba Inu is a bad token, it is, but $1 is completely a reach unless they burn some tokens. Then look at utility and stuff like that. So let's look at point number 4. Development and innovation. So the technical development of a project plays a key role in its long-term success. Keyword, long-term success. So in this, we look at what? The roadmap. Analyzing the roadmap helps assess the project's future potential, including planned updates, features, the time frame for achieving milestones, and things like that. So under roadmaps, basically what you're saying is look at the project future potential. Do they have token unlocks in the future? We'll discuss about token unlocks on Monday because we don't have classes on Friday. So yes, we'll discuss token unlocks. Do they have token unlocks? Remember, token unlocks means they're releasing that token in the market, so the supply will increase. And when supply increases, what happens? The price will go down. So do they have token unlocks and stuff like that? Do they have updates on their, like, basically how are they intending to scale up that project? That is what you call a roadmap. Number 2, development activity. Monitor the GitHub risk. This is basically people who do coding, where you can get the codes of that specific project and see if that project has a development activity that is, or rather the quality of that project's development. Then number 3, we have what you call team and community, the credibility and transparency of the team. Remember, I don't think I mentioned here, but there's something we say is the team doxed. By doxed we mean are the creators of that specific token. Are they people that are known? Are they out there in the social life? Have they ever created a token before that was successful? Things like that. That is what we mean by a crypto team or project builders are doxed. If they are not doxed and they are hiding behind identities, that's a red flag. So, number 1, the team and community, the credibility and the transparency of the team, as well as the strength of the project's community. For example, meme coins basically do not have any use case. They are not solving anything. But because meme coins have a strong community, and when we say a strong community, we mean people are investing in it. They are having, for example, we had a coin called Moondeg, I think late last year, where it faced a lot of adoption. That is what we mean by project community. Is it strong? Are people believing in that project? If people are believing in that project, then it has potential to go up because the community is what? Is strong. A strong, engaged community often suggests a healthy long-term support. Solana, for example, Solana is focused on high speed, low cost transaction, and its team development, or rather its development team regularly pushes updates to enhance performance. So its a proof of history mechanism is innovative. So basically that's an example to explain how to analyze a team's development and innovation. So we have looked at use case, we've looked at tokenomics, we've looked at development and innovation. Let's look at point number 4, the market metrics. This we've done before. Evaluating a cryptocurrency's market metrics provides insights into its current position in the what? In the market. Number 1, the market cap. There's a simple way I described market cap. Someone, simplest way in layman's term. What do you mean by market cap? Market cap. What do you mean by market cap? Thomas?
Net worth.
Yes, the net worth. The net worth of a coin. So this represents the total value of the cryptocurrency, or in simple terms, the net worth. So, but to get that, we multiply the current price and the circulating supply. So larger market cap coins tend to have more stability, where small ones might offer higher risk reward. Someone to tell us what's the current market cap of Bitcoin? Current market cap of Bitcoin. It has the largest market cap, the current one, as out of 2025 today, as out of today. Joseph?
Around 1.5 trillion.
Yes, around there, but you're not quite there. I think it's 1.8. Someone can check on Evans.
It's 1.85.
Yes, 1.85 trillion. That's the market cap or the net worth of what? Of Bitcoin. Then you have the trading volume. High trading volume indicates liquidity and interest in the asset, making it easier to buy or sell at any given time. So always look at also the volumes. Very important. Very, very important. Volume, market cap, very important. Then exchange listing. Cryptocurrencies listed on major exchanges are easier to access and trade, which increases their visibility and what? Their liquidity. So just an example, Bitcoin has the largest market cap, which this is wrong, but it's 600 billion as out of 2024. But as out of today, it's around, we have been told by Evans, 1.85 trillion. You can imagine, if when I was making this note in 2024, the market cap was 600 billion, and today it's 1.85 trillion. What does that tell you about Bitcoin? Someone. The market cap has gone up significantly from 600 billion to 1.85 trillion. What does that tell us about Bitcoin? Joseph?
There is a lot of adoption.
Yes, there's a lot of adoption. A lot and a lot. And when you have adoption, what do you think the price of what will happen to the price of Bitcoin? You're having a lot of adoption, but the supply remains fixed, 21 million. What do you think will happen to the price of Bitcoin?
The price increases significantly.
Yes, the price will increase significantly. And maybe that's the reason why from 600 billion to 1.85, Bitcoin shot from 50K to 100K by the time last year was coming to an end. So that's all about market metrics. Let's look at the fifth fundamental analysis that you should look into, on-chain metrics. So what is on-chain metrics? On-chain data offers a direct look at how actively a network is being used and its health. So number 1, network activities. If you have a lot of network activities, or rather high numbers of active addresses, transaction, and wallet activity reflects a strong adoption. Someone, if I want to look at BNB and look at its wallet transaction, where will I go? Or rather, what will I use to check that? I've used an example of BNB. Where will I go to do that? BNB. Okari?
So the BSC scan.
Yes, the BSC scan. Evans, I can see your hand is up. If I want to check the wallet, the addresses transaction or the wallet transactions of Solana, where will I go? Evans. For BNB, you said BSC scan. For Solana, Evans?
I think it's Sol scan.
Yes,
Sol scan.
yes, perfect. Sol scan. Christian, I can see you are also, your hand was up. If I want to check for Tron, where will I go? Christian? Yes. Perfect. Let's appreciate Evans, Okari, and Christian. Okay. So basically, that's where you go and check for network activity. If you did not, you cannot remember that, you can go on the previous classes. There's a place I can't remember which lesson, but there's a place we tackled that in specific. Higher, we have the hash rates and the security. So in proof of work networks, a high hash rate suggests network security and resilience to attack. What did we defined? I actually defined hash rate yesterday. What do you say hash rate is? A hash rate. Not a hash ID. Remember, there's a hash ID. Someone to tell us by the way what a hash ID is before you even talk about hash rate. What is a hash ID? Joseph?
In an example like the Safaricom code RT that shows the transaction.
Yes, it's basically a transaction ID, or rather, we can say it identifies a specific transaction on the blockchain. And Joseph has used a very good example. If I send someone money via M-Pesa, M-Pesa will send me back a message saying that I sent this amount of money to this person X. So that proof that that transaction happened is what you call a hash ID when it comes to crypto, or rather what you call a transaction ID. So, but we talked about a hash rate yesterday. What do you say a hash rate is? Yesterday when we were talking about mining, we talked about a hash rate, or I mentioned a hash puzzle or a hash rate. Someone to give me a guess. Pius? Pius, let's go.
The number of operations that can be performed within a certain time.
Yes, in simpler terms, that's that. Let's appreciate Pius. So I'll start by redefining again what a hash puzzle was. Remember, when you're talking about mining, we say that these miners compete to solve what? A cryptographic puzzle. That cryptographic puzzle is what we call a hash puzzle. So the speed at which they compete to solve that hash puzzle is what you call a hash rate. So now you have understood what a hash ID is versus a hash puzzle. It's basically that cryptographic puzzle that they compete to solve, and the speed at which they compete. They use to solve that hash puzzle is what we call now a hash rate. So in proof of work networks, a high hash rate suggests network security and resilience to attacks. Then you have staking participation. So for proof of stake networks, the proportion of staked tokens can indicate users' confidence and commitment. If you go to a project and you see that a lot of guys have actually staked that project, it means now that they have there's a user confidence and commitment to that specific project, so the community is actually strong. An example, Solana network can process up to 65,000 transactions per second, and on top of that, with what? With low fees. So the number of active validators shows the strength of its proof of stake system. That's all about on-chain metrics, the network activity, the hash rate and security, and the staking participation to influence the user confidence and commitment. Let's look at the next one, ecosystem growth. So the growth of a project ecosystem is a powerful indicator of its potential longevity and what? Utility. So how do we get this? Number one, partnership and integration. So collaboration with other companies or enterprises or government can boost the project's credibility and adoption. And I'll give an example. When Doge was being created initially, it was just a meme coin. And we said a meme coin is a coin without a use case. But recently, there's a docket that was created within the US government, which is Doge. I can't remember Doge in full. If you can remember Doge in full, someone tell us what it means. And the person who heads it is actually Elon Musk. I can't remember what Doge means in full. Department of something. If you can remember that, kindly you can tell us. I've just forgotten that. Emmanuel?
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yes, yeah. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. So that's a use case of partnership. So what happened? The token, not even the token, the meme coin Doge had a partnership, or rather it integrated its system with the government, and now it has a use case. So that is what you're talking about, economic ecosystem growth. We have developer activity, the number of projects being built on the platform, such as a decentralized application, signals how robust and valuable the ecosystem is. So, for example, a system like Solana provides a technology where developers can create decentralized application. So, if a lot of projects are being built on that technology, then it signals the value that Solana as an ecosystem has. We have what we call community engagement, so active participation in forums, social media and events. No wonder when you come to CoinMarketCap, I remember I said when you're checking at a coin metrics, always come and check if they have an active social media, and mostly X. X is normally very efficient when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And you'll see that's, for example, if I up like coin like maybe let's say Solana, you'll see all their social medias will be here on this part right here. You have the website, we have the white paper. I don't know why this one doesn't have, but let's look at another coin. Maybe let's say Doge. Let's look at Doge. Doge right there. You'll see you can always access the correct or the right social media account from this part. You can see the socials. We have Twitter, we have Discord. I don't know which, these are now GitHub, and we have WeChat. So, but anyway, Twitter, Discord, Reddit is okay. So just to get the legit sites for these tokens, you can just come on CoinMarketCap and access that. So just coming back to our notes right here, yeah, we are talking about the ecosystem growth. So community engagement, active participation in forums or social media and events shows community support, which can significantly impact the project's growth. So an example, Polygon, or what you call a Matic. The coin ticker is Matic, but in full it's Polygon. So Polygon has partnered with major players like Meta and Reddit to integrate Web3 features. So numerous DeFi and NFT platforms have chosen Polygon for scalability. And you are saying if we have a lot of partnership, development activities, and community engagement, it does what? It boosts the project credibility and adoption. So it makes it a good coin to invest in. Number 7, you have what you call the regulatory environment. So cryptocurrencies exist in an evolving regulatory landscape, and the regulatory environment can influence a project growth and adoption. How? Legal compliance. Projects that comply with the regulations are less likely to face legal risks, such as being classified as unregistered securities, which can hamper their adoption. Number 2, have the regulatory development. Changes in regulations such as crypto taxation or restriction on use can either open up new opportunities or impose challenges on the project. And a very good example is the XRP. XRP has faced ongoing legal battles. That was last year before, who was the sec of, who was in charge of Gary Gensler. Before Gary Gensler was actually fired by Trump, XRP was facing a lot of ongoing or was facing a lot of legal battles with the US Security and Exchange Commission over whether XRP is a security, and that it impacted its market adoption and price. If you've been here, you've since last year, XRP was behaving like a stable coin. And when I say behaving like a stable coin, it means that the price of XRP had stagnated. It was playing around 0.46 there. See, 46, 0.5, 0.46, 0.5. So it had gone into a stagnation of a period of like 2 years because of that ongoing legal battle between the US Security and the Exchange Commission. But immediately Trump was elected and he fired Gary Gensler. Then what happened to the price of XRP? We saw it significantly move in a span of 2 weeks from 0.42 to a high of almost 2.48 per XRP USDT. So that's an example of the what can influence, or rather fundamental analysis that can influence the price of a token, and that is the regulatory environment. We have number 8, macroeconomics and industry trend. So a broader economic environment can have a significant impact on the cryptocurrency market. Number 1, macroeconomic factors. So events like inflation, interest rates, and global monetary policy can influence investor behavior in the crypto space. And I'll ask a question. Based on how you've described macroeconomic factors, which has been the most leading macroeconomic factor in 2025 that has led the price to go down, generally the crypto market to go down? Macroeconomic factor that has been in 2025. Let me see who is here. Let's have Pius. Pius, let's go.
Tariffs.
Yes, the tariffs. The Trump tariffs. That's an example of macroeconomic factors, and it has influenced investor behavior in the crypto space in 2025. So number 2, we have the industry sentiment, trends in blockchain adoption, institutional investment, and overall market sentiments play a critical role in shaping the cryptocurrency's future. So positive news like new regulation favoring crypto or partnerships with major companies can boost investor confidence. So an example, we have BTC. During inflationary periods or economic uncertainty, Bitcoin is often seen as a hedge against fiat currency. devaluation, and that's increasing its demand. So when the market, or rather when fiat currencies are facing inflationary or inflation, then what happens? People will tend to now look for safer ways to store their wealth, and that is in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is what? Deflationary. So, and that is all about fundamental analysis. We have tackled most of them. That's not the only ones, but there are many. But overall, the main fundamental analysis is that. So let's look at financial. Any question before I move to financial news? Any question? I can see Pius and Joseph, your hands are up. Ama is from the previous question.
Is on the roadmap. And maybe future unlocks. Do we get it on the white paper? Or where do we get it?
Yes, remember we said the white paper is a document that explains everything about that project. What is it solving, future developments, and all that. So it basically outlines a roadmap for that project. But a white paper will not tell you about, what was the other point that you asked? Just forgotten. Roadmap and what?
The future developments.
Yes, future development will not be on the white paper, because those are things, yes, it might be on the white paper, but remember, future developments are things that the project owners might not have foreseen. It has just occurred. So things like that, that is where you need to follow them on Twitter and stuff like that. Remember, I said you must know, or rather follow the legit social media platforms for these tokens, so that you can be updated on any occurrences within that token. Is that okay?
Yes, but I usually use the Kujoko, but I usually read the summary of the white paper. I've never gotten a chance to download the full white paper, so I don't know why.
You can use not CoinGecko, you can use CoinMarketCap. You'll get that. Even the website. For example, let me just do that right here. So if I'm to come to Dogecoin, you'll see we'll have the website right here, and we'll have that tokens white paper. So Dogecoin.com, here we have the website explaining what is Dogecoin and stuff like that, all the way to only whatever, it will give you all the details from there. Then we have the white paper. The white paper will give you the code, the issues, the pull request, and all that. So you'll get all the usage, search ports, all that you'll get from this part right here. So I think maybe CoinMarketCap has more detailed metrics than CoinGecko. You can try with CoinMarketCap. Is that okay?
How do we count the contract migration from maybe an old contract to a new contract, and how does it affect?
Pardon?
The contract migration, you can get a certain coin that has migrated from maybe a new contract to another contract, and how does it affect?
Do you mean the way FetchAI integrated? An example is the way FetchAI integrated with, I think, I can't remember the coin that they integrated with, and then they call themselves artificial something. Do you mean that integration?
Yes.
That type of.
Yes.
All those, no, and I said all those information, the white paper and the website, at the time of the creation, the creators might have not foreseen that type of development. So following them on social media will enable you to see the current or rather upcoming developments that they have within that project. So following them on Twitter is a really good move to do. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. You can see you've sent some thumbs up. So let's look at the financial news. They also fall under what? Under fundamental analysis. And in crypto, we have two main ones. I'm not saying these are the only ones that affect crypto, but we have two main ones. The FOMC and the CPI. So what is FOMC? The FOMC is the Federal Open Market Committee and is a part of the US Federal Reserve that sets interest rates and makes decisions to keep the economy stable. So it is led by Jerome Powell, and they adjust rates to control number one, inflation, and support job growth. So their decisions not only affect traditional market, but they also affect cryptocurrencies. So how do they affect this? So when the Fed increases interest rates, then it becomes hard for people to do what? To borrow money or to take loans, which is bearish for the crypto market. And then when the Fed lower the interest rates, it becomes easy for investors to borrow, which is bullish for the market. I don't need you to understand, what FOMC is. None of our business. All what we need to understand from this is that, one, increased interest rates, bearish for crypto. Decreased interest rates, bullish for crypto. So once we have this FOMC, your all focus should be, will they increase the interest rates? So if they increase, you know that you're gonna short that day. You're gonna go bearish on the crypto market. So if they decrease the interest rates, you're gonna buy the market. The crypto market is gonna be bullish. There's no need to understand what FOMC means. No, that's none of our business. We just need to understand how it affects the crypto market. So this last part is the most important part, this one. So increased interest rates, bearish for the crypto market. Decreased interest rates, bullish for the crypto market. So let's look at CPI data. And what is CPI? Though you don't need to understand this, but for the basic understanding, let's look at what CPI data is. The CPI data in full is Consumer Price Index. And what does it do? It measures the change in the price of goods and services from the perspective of the consumer. So it's a key way to measure changes in purchasing trends and inflation. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as positive or bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as a negative or rather bearish for the USDT. And you have said you don't need to understand all this. The most important part we need to understand is, how does this CPI data affect crypto? And here it is. If CPI data is bullish for the USD, it will be bearish for the BTC. And if it is bearish for the USD, it will be bullish for the BTC. So this is the most important part. Bullish for USD, bearish for the crypto market. Bearish for the USD, bullish for the crypto market. And it's almost the same thing. So increased interest rates is vice versa, bearish for the crypto market. Decreased interest rates, bullish for the crypto market. So if it's bullish for the USD, bearish for the crypto market. And if it is bearish for the USD, then it's bullish for the crypto market. So the last two parts are the most important parts. So where do we get this timely news from? For example, for CPI and FOMC, a site called Forex Factory. I'll send this link, but it's just Forex Factory, factory.com. So here it is. So to get timely FOMC releases and CPI releases, what you do, just come to forexfactory.com and you'll get all those news from this site right here. But remember, we need to, first of all, before anything else, we need to know the release dates of this FOMC news and CPI news. So to get the release dates, I'll also send a link for this. So the release dates for Consumer Price Index for the whole of 2025, you can get this. So the date for the last one that was done was in March. So March 2025, and it was done, the reference month is March 2025. Okay, this is how it works. So March 2025, they release the CPI data for March 2025 will be released on April 10th. That's how it works. So for last month, the CPI data for last month will be released this month, or rather it was released this month at April 10th, 2025. That is when the CPI data for March was released. And it was released at what? 8:30 a.m. But remember, this 8:30 a.m. is according to the US, but according to Kenyan time, it's around 3:30 a.m. Can someone confirm 3:30 or 4? Someone confirm for me. 8:30. It's around 3:30 or 4:30, if I'm not wrong. So remember, this time you need to convert to East African time. So it's around 3:30 p.m. So the next CPI data that will be released for this month will be when? May 13th, 2025, this coming month. So May 13th, 2025 is the next CPI data release date. But let's use April 10th just to explain how you interpret this news, so you can know if you're buying the market or you're selling the market. So it was released on April 10th, 2025. Let's go to Forex Factory and move to March what? Let me go back. April 10th. April 10th. Apply settings. Let's look at the CPI data. So the CPI data, remember, it's not the monthly one. Remember this monthly one you're looking at. Yes, it's 3:30. I was not wrong. So when we say 8:30 in Kenyan time, 8:30 a.m. in Kenyan time will be 3:30 p.m. So 3:30, it was released on 3:30 p.m. This one right here, CPI yearly. So you can see that it was bearish. You can see it is in red. If you can see that thumbs up, 2.4%. It is in red. So it means it was bearish for the USDT. What have you said happens if the data is bearish for the USD? Bearish for the USD, what will happen? Someone? Bearish for the USD, what will happen? Or what does it mean to the crypto markets? Bearish for the USD, what does it mean for the crypto markets? Okari?
Bullish for BTC.
Yes, bullish for BTC. We have said that right here. If it is bearish CPI data, if it is bearish for USD, then it's bullish for the crypto market. So right here it was bearish for the USD. So for us, because our focus is on crypto, it is bullish for the crypto market. So that's basically it. Just have the release dates, know when the next CPI is, wait for the CPI data to be released, come on Forex Factory, rather, is it bullish for the USD or bearish for the USD? And we having understood that, you can now know the direction the crypto market will follow. Let's look at the release dates for FOMC. So for the FOMC, I'll also send this, the 2025 FOMC meetings. So the last statement was May, which month are we in? Okay, yeah, it was May 18th. Remember, the dates are written too, but the meeting starts on 18th, but the release date will be on 19th. And the next FOMC news is scheduled for when? The meeting will start on 6th, but the release date will be on 7th. So always focus on this other date. The meeting will start on date 6, but the release date will be on date 7. But for the purpose of this class, for us to understand, let's go to March 19th. What is that? March. No. March 19th. It is and 20. Apply settings. So let's look for the 4MC. If you can spot it, you can tell me. 4MC statement. You can see this is when the meeting was started. The meeting was started on this date right here. I don't know why they didn't highlight it, or did I interpret this wrongly? Pius?
It should be 2025, not 2024.
Oh, 2025? I was in 2024. Okay, yeah, it was in 2024. But basically, let me look at the latest one, 2025. 2025. What am I doing wrong? Let me do that again. May what? May 18th and 19th. So yeah. May or March? March. March 19th, 2025. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If you can spot what I'm doing wrong, you can guide me on the same. Okay, yeah, perfect. It was Wednesday. The meeting started on 19th, but the release date was the following day, 20th. But you can see, I don't know why it wasn't highlighted here. But anyway, if the release is green, and that's my point. Like if you were to come here, you're saying that the increased rates is bearish for the crypto market. So if you come to that to FOMC news and you find that the release date is in green, then it means what? The interest rates were high. And you are saying if the interest rates are high, or rather they were increased, if the interest rates have been increased, it is bearish for the crypto market. And vice versa. If the interest rates have been decreased, then it means it's bullish for the crypto market. So in simple terms, you will have the release dates for what? For the FOMC and the CPI data. What you do, just have the dates in mind. After having the dates in mind, wait for that day to come to Forex Factory, get your results. After getting your results, you will now be in a better position to know which direction the crypto market will follow. And that's basically all about the financial news, FOMC and the CPI data. So, and where we get this timely news, we get that from these parts right here, from Forex Factory. Thomas?
Not a direct question related to this, but I'm just wondering how much of factors outside of the US economic system affect the cryptocurrency in terms of pricing and other things. Because all this information is about the US market and the economy.
Yes, the US market. Remember, the biggest adopters of crypto is the US market. I don't know why the US has to influence everything in the world, because probably in Kenya you also have our CPI data, but it doesn't affect the crypto market. But in short, the CPI data and the FOMC and all those financial news that will affect the crypto market is basically for the US. In simpler terms, it's basically for the US, not the world CPI data or the world FOMC. It's just the US. And no wonder you are seeing, even politically, it affects the crypto markets. Is that okay?
Yes.
Joseph?
I was adding that people also believe that the US controls the market, so there may be fears of selling because of the news. It affects the price.
Yes, that's also the same. Let's appreciate Joseph, yeah, for that input.
226. 226.
Yes, we've looked at where to get this timely news from. We also have things like CPI and all that, but mainly the main news that affect the crypto market is what you call the CPI data and the FOMC. This is just a side note, the US election of famous people sentiments. This also fall under fundamental analysis. So Donald Trump, this is just the US election, Donald Trump potential re-election in 2024. These notes were made essentially before Trump entered entered or rather won the presidential seat for the US. So it has been seen as a positive for the cryptocurrency industry due to his pro-crypto stance, promises of deregulation, and plans to remove who? Secretary Chair, which is Gary Gensler. I've told you that he was actually fired, who has been viewed as tough for crypto. Yes, Gary Gensler was very tough for crypto, and no wonder he had issues with XRP and many other coins. But the promise that Donald Trump is going to remove Gary Gensler, promises of deregulations, his pro-crypto stance was a major influence on the crypto market. His win leads to reduced regulatory handles benefiting crypto markets and businesses. And no wonder we saw immediately Trump won those elections, even before he was sworn in, the markets moved significantly. Bitcoin shifted from around 50K to over to 100K. So you can now understand why the US elections are considered as a fundamental analysis in the crypto markets. So also famous people sentiments, and I've given an example here in class. If Elon Musk tweets, there's a time in 2023, if I'm not wrong, Elon Musk changed the logo for Twitter from that bird that was there before Twitter was renamed X. There was like a certain logo that looked like a bird. He changed that bird logo and put the Doge coin symbol which is a small dog. So, and small things like that, like famous people sentiments like that, influences the crypto market. That day, Doge really surged on that specific day. So, US election famous people sentiments are also considered as fundamental analysis in the crypto market. Let's look at another thing. We've talked about, yes, these basically examples of fundamental, or not fundamental, famous people sentiments. I've talked about Elon Musk, Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is the CEO of MicroStrategy, a Bitcoin ETF company. Then we have Donald Trump. We've talked about that. Gary Gensler, that SEC chair, but he was fired and stuff like the CEO of Binance, or the ex, he's now the ex CEO of Binance, who is CZ, also is a famous person in the crypto world. So let's look at also crypto news will fall under fundamental analysis. So keeping up with crypto news sites, like if you want timely news sites, you can follow us on Twitter, Kenya Crypto Magazine. You can follow Water Guru. You can follow CoinGate. So it's crucial for staying connected and informed on things like market trends, the regulatory updates, and stuff like that. This basically a link to, I sent this in that class, a link to the regulatory field uh, in Kenya when it comes to digital assets and the cryptocurrencies. Then you'll get things like crypto major events and stuff like that. So these platforms help investors make informed decisions, navigate legal risk, and track project developments. So they also offer educational content, helping both newcomers and experienced traders learn and deepen their knowledge. So you can get all this on our website, Twitter, and all that. Or also you can follow famous crypto news sites like Water Guru, CoinGate, Cointelegraph. I'll send a link for all those, so do not worry. So crypto communities, let's move to crypto communities. Remember, we also said crypto communities fall under fundamental analysis. So creating a good crypto community like those on Telegram offers real-time updates, sharing of knowledge, and trading strategy. So it provides opportunities for networking, number one, collaboration, and early access to new projects. So these communities can help members stay informed about airdrops, token launches, which could lead to profitable opportunities. So a good example of Telegram groups to join. So I'll send this link. Let me just copy it and open it right now so that you can see what's there. So this is basically a blog on good Telegram communities that you should follow. So with this, you get, if you come to this blog, you'll be able to follow these famous Telegram groups. So you click, I've really done all the work for you. So what you need to do, just come to this part, click on it, it will take you to Telegram. Then you can do what? You can join those groups. So we have Coin Bureau, Bitcoin industry, Metaverse. If you're interested in Metaverse and NFT, you need to be in a community that talks about Metaverse and NFT. If you DeFi, 100-eye scanner, the whale alert, and all that. So these airdrops, if you want to get informed on airdrops, these are basically Telegram groups that you need to join on the same. So I've done all the work for you. I'll just send that link in the class group so you can join. Let's look at the last thing now, which is the crypto Twitter. So what's a crypto Twitter? It's basically the normal Twitter, but what I tell my people is have a separate Twitter from the Twitter that you have, where you only follow crypto sites, news sites, crypto people, so that every news or any upcoming thing about crypto does not get lost in your normal tweets that normal people tweet there. So you can create a separate Twitter that in that platform you basically follow only Twitter influencers, coins. For example, you've invested in Solana, you want to keep track on how Solana is performing and any updates, you go and follow it on that crypto Twitter. So creating a crypto Twitter, or rather a good crypto Twitter feed, is essential for real-time news, market moving information, and tracking crypto sentiments. So following key influencers and experts provides valuable insights and help gauge where the market is bullish or bearish. So Twitter in specific is a fast global reach, meme culture, and influencer-led trends make it ideal for staying updated and engaged with the crypto community. It is also a key platform for project announcements. Remember, we've said that also these projects, or rather these crypto coins and tokens, they all have social media accounts. So they'll use these social media accounts to announce the projects in case of any updates, any collaboration and all that. They'll announce that on their social media and mostly on Twitter. So, and with that, it offers users direct access to news before it even hits the traditional media. So engaging with crypto news sites and communities on Twitter gives traders and investors a competitive edge in fast evolving crypto space. I know there's a lot of work on which sites should I follow, which crypto influencers should I follow and all that. I've done all that work for you. So I'll send this link. So this is just a guide to building a crypto Twitter. So the best accounts for fundamental analysis, this link will give you the sites that are best for fundamental analysis, for news and updates. So let's look at that. So this link is specifically for accounts that are good at news, timely news for that matter. Let me just paste that right here. No, I haven't copied. So copy, then paste. So this is a guide to building a strong crypto Twitter. So the best accounts for fundamental analysis. So we have Crypto Wendy, FOMC alerts, Kenya Crypto Magazine, the Data Nerd, Bitcoin News, Trump, Elon Musk, all that. So basically these are sites that you should follow for timely news. Let's look at the other one. If you want best accounts for meme coins, DeFi and low caps, then here's the link for the same. Then we have lastly the best accounts for chart analysis. If you want to be doing spot trading and futures trading, you have to be good at technical analysis. And with that, you need to create a crypto Twitter for that also. So the best accounts for chart analysis and futures trading, you also get from this link right here. And it's very simple. When I send that list, just for example, if you want to follow the legit site for Elon Musk, just come click on this. It will take you straight to Elon Musk's page on Twitter, and you can follow them from that part. You can see it will take you to Twitter and directly to Elon Musk's page, and you can follow them from that part. And with that, we come to the end of this class. If you have any question, kindly you can ask. Any question? If everything was clear, thumbs up so I can get a heads up. So if everything is clear, I'll end this class right here. I'll send the links immediately after this class. Joseph, you have a question?
What will be the same for the DeFi?
For the DeFi, what do you mean?
The DeFi analysis.
Oh, for DeFi analysis, yes. All the links, you can see that this second guide is a best account for memes and DeFi coins. You can look, I'll send the links immediately. You can look at them and tell me how you find those Twitter pages. If no other question, then I'll end this class right here. We meet tomorrow. No, tomorrow is Friday. We meet on Monday. So bye bye guys and have a good night. Bye.